was sexually abused by my uncle when I was 6 years old. When I was younger, we had a house help who used to lock me up in her room and do some hurtful things. I thought we were just playing, but I hurt so much. She said that she would kill me if I told anyone. Of child sexual abuse. The Nigerian society is known for its African hospitality, whereby relatives are welcome to stay in homes for a long period of time. Nigeria as a whole is flooded with career-driven parents. Both mothers and fathers are in frantic search of resources for the family's upkeep. Therefore, children are left to the care of house helps, uncles, aunts, and even neighbors. More often than we admit or are inclined to believe, this leads to child sexual abuse.
Well, the first step actually is education, creating awareness. Explain to your children what are no-go areas. Alright? Explain to them, nobody should do this to you, and nobody should say to you, you can't talk about this. You must feel free to talk about everything.
The silent treatment given to the issue of sex in Nigeria should be wiped out, and parents should be vigilant when it comes to the welfare of their young ones.
There's this culture of silence. There's a stigma associated with, sexual molestation, and so you find that most mothers will think, oh, I mustn't expose my daughter. Let's keep it in-house. Let's keep it quiet, so that, my daughter is not duly scandalized or people don't know about her and she becomes stigmatized. So that, because of that culture of silence, such things, continue to grow. And you find that really, sexual exploitation or rape, you'd be amazed to find that in most instances, it occurs within close quarters. These are people that children trust. So sometimes they don't even realize that what the uncles or relations are doing to them is wrong, because these are people they have implicit faith in.
That's when I make sure I'm home, I take them to school, and then in school I make sure I'm home as they're coming back from school. So that way, once I get back from school, once they get back from school, we're all there, and I try to be there. Even in the evening at night, I pay surprise calls into the bedrooms. So it's not just that I go to bed and then that's it. They don't know when I'm going to come in there. So, and the rest is just you pray and hope that you get some decent girls.
It's just being able to guide the child. Every day we learn, and learning could be to the positive or to the negative part of life. So when you guide your child, the child might only learn to the positive, and even if he has to learn the negative side, it's going to be at the surface.
As for me, I'm a housewife. I stay at home to make sure that I take care of my kids. But there's one thing remaining, because all the mothers cannot stay at home because some of them are breadwinners.
They've told me that if anything like that is about to happen, I should, even if I end up hurting the person or harming the person, as far as I'm safe, I should do anything to prevent it.
I think they should be severely punished. I think they should be given punishments which should make them change their habits.
Research shows that the effects of child sexual abuse are mainly psychological, especially when a trusted individual is the pedophile. Sexually abused children tend to be withdrawn and depressed, with the feeling that their innocence has been taken away from them. Some even attempt suicide. A once happy child could be seen living in seclusion. In some cases, sexually transmitted diseases could be incurred. Parents need to research and gain knowledge on signs exhibited by sexually molested children in order to prevent their own offspring from being victimized.
You find, for example, the little girls who have been raped, obviously there's a physical difference. that parents can see, maybe the way the children are walking or something. But when you don't even have access to a child immediately after, that child becomes moody, the child is withdrawn, the child doing well in school suddenly begins to, not do so well in their studies and all of that.
Other signs are loss of appetite, insomnia, attraction to inappropriate sexual content or materials, to mention a few. There are certain steps one could take to help a child that has been abused.
Well, there are two approaches to it. First of all, you need to ask the child what exactly happened. And because they can visualize things, they will always tell you that this is what this person did. So when I say, well, you know that what that uncle has done is wrong. So that's the first step. You first of all point out that it is wrong. If you are found to have done it, you should be punished. Then that punishment will be a deterrent to others. So there are a lot of things that can be done: counseling, prayers, and of course punishment for those who commit such stupid crime.
Experts say when a child has the courage to tell an adult of his or her traumatic experience, the parent has the obligation to listen and believe the child. This will aid such a child develop trust and speak up further. When believed, the child will feel as though a weight has been lifted off his or her shoulders. Parents are also urged to press charges, get the help of a counselor, and pay immediate medical attention to the child. People have different opinions on what should be done to pedophiles.
If that thing is driving them to this, they should not have it again. We all know that since it's morally wrong, even before the eyes of men and before the eyes of God, we have to punish them, give them the right punishment where they belong. In short, those men are not supposed to be walking on our streets.
The good news, however, is that the Child Rights Act is available to protect and regulate the rights of your children.
So the Child Rights Act actually is it's an act that makes extensive provisions for the protection of children. And in relation to sexual molestation particularly, you find that the act in section 31 makes it an offense for anyone to have sexual intercourse with a child. That is rape, clearly, in the Child Rights Act. And a child is anyone who's under the age of 18. And anybody who commits an offense of rape is liable on conviction to imprisonment for life. So that is what the Act says.
Spend time with your children. Create an environment where they can speak to you about every issue bothering them. Remember that not every relative or friend in your home can be trusted. Be watchful. Let's save our Nigerian children the pain of losing their innocence. This is a child's cry for help. I am Grace Ukot for ITI.